Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Fish Talk Live with Ron Demers. It's episode number 16 tonight. We're doing live questions and answers tonight. You can ask anything about anything, no rules. Go ahead and share this out. Share this into your group. Share this on your homepage. Why don't you send a private message to your best friend and say, hey, come check out Tuesday Fish Talk Live. Yeah. Things are looking good. I think we got past all our technical problems last week. We got a great show for you tonight. It's all live questions and answers and giveaways tonight. Hopefully we'll give away a bunch of fish, a bunch of cool stuff. If we hit 100, you know what happens. So go ahead and share this out. Share it now. If you are a mod or an admin of a group and you want some special shout outs for your group, you want us to help promote that for you, then go ahead and send us a message and we'll do that for you. All right. Coming up on 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday Fish Talk Live. All right. Yeah. Excited about this. Looks like some of these technical issues we had last week are gone. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Fish Talk Live. That was a quick shutdown on the music. How's it going? I want to give a special shout out to all of the Ron Cichlids, Ron Cichlid Clubhouse members. For being on the show tonight. We've got a good show tonight. We're going to be talking with questions and answers, and we're going to give away a bunch of cool stuff. So I just want to say welcome to everyone that is joining us right now. Go ahead and share this out. If we get 100 people on, we're going to go ahead and give away some fish. We've got some great giveaways tonight. We've got some special giveaways. We've got some secret giveaways. Tuesday Fish Talk Live with Ron Demers is a multi-stream show that is taking social media by storm and jacking the fish keeping hobby to new levels and blowing up the socials. We sure hope that you guys have been enjoying this show so far. We do stream on multi-platforms. We stream on Facebook and YouTube. We also stream to Periscope and on Twitch. So we monitor the live chat from Facebook.live, which is facebook.com/FishTalkTV. You can jump on our live stream and our live chat streams. If you are on YouTube or Twitch or Periscope, please give us a subscribe. That really helps out the show. It allows us to grow and do cool things. Our mission basically is to create a live gamified experience for you, our viewers, and the Clubhouse members. We're adding new segments and sponsors and prizes every week. And tonight, actually, we got a lot of cool stuff going on. If you, like I say every week, if you like talking shop or checking out great fish and amazing tanks, this is definitely a show for you. And check out the Clubhouse. It's an awesome Facebook group to do that. My name is Dave Gould. I'm the man in the control room. And I also get to introduce you to our host. He's the aquarist. He breeds awesome African cichlids. He produces some cichlid food, and he's the chef and the man behind that. And he's also a dedicated father and husband, lover of cichlids. Here he is, Mr. Ron Demers. What's going on, Ron?
Hey, good evening. Thank you, Dave. Good evening, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. We're going to do a questions and answers show tonight. We're just not certain if we've been able to get to everybody's questions and I think there's a lot more questions than we get to answer. So
Yeah.
that's what tonight's going to be about.
Yeah. Special thanks to TJ and Nathan for doing a chat room moderation for us with the questions, making it a little easier on our end. How's it going, Cindy? Thank you for the shout out. We got Jake and Joshua, Chad Fisher, Carol Shin, Marie Roth Henderson. Good to see you, Marie.
Got Ron and Carol. Carol just got fish shipped out today. Those are the ones I was catching when you were talking to me.
Yeah, that's a great looking sign you got back there. I like the food shelf too. That's awesome.
I know a guy who is a really good designer.
Yeah. I was talking to someone earlier today. I said, the first question I ask, and I asked you this as well, Ron, hey, are you ready to grow your business? Because if you aren't, you don't want to work with me.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyhow, so we're taking it kind of light tonight, Ron. We don't really have a topic. We're going to try to make this interactive with everybody that's on. We've got 50 so people on. If we can get another 50, we'll just jump to start giving away some fish. Get your questions together. We can go ahead and do that. So let's talk a little bit about some of the technology that we've got going. If you type in star info, you will open up our information bot, our fish bot, on FishTalk Live page, and you can get a bunch of information there. You can find out about our sponsors, and you find out about the topics. You get more information about the different nonprofits that we look to support and things like that. So star info in the chat, if you are on Facebook chat, we'll open that up. I'm seeing some people putting in some hashtags. That's very, very good. That's a little secret there. And let's see. So why don't you go ahead with the green one here? Can you read that?
Yep, I can read. I got my glasses on. Someone already said they're rocking the specs.
Yeah.
I've got 20/20 vision, but man, it's just I spend a lot of time on the computer now for my business, and I'm losing my eyes. So, we've got a new streaming page in the chat bot. Just type in, like Dave said, the star info. Turn on the Facebook notifications. Try to go full screen. You will enjoy the video much better in full screen due to the high definition.
Yeah.
Share and like to your show or your personal pages or groups. And please call into the show if you can, especially tonight being questions and answers. If call in and talk to us. I'm certain we're going to be doing a giveaway tonight for the third caller, like we normally do.
It's not the third caller, but yeah.
No?
Well, I got to change up. I forgot to tell you about it, but yeah.
Okay. Also, for any of you that don't always get to watch the whole show or you're busy, all the episodes are on the website. You can go look up for FishTalk Live on my website, RonCichlids.com. And while you're on there, you can also mess with the spin to win wheel.
Yeah.
That's a good place to go. It's a landing page for all of the all the shows that we've had so far.
Yeah. Yep. So one of the things we'd like to push tonight, Ron, is try to see if everybody could. If you can do it now, that's great. If you can do it when the show's over, that's great. Can you please, if you haven't done it already, like the FishTalk Live page? That's facebook.com/FishTalkTV. So let's see here. So if you have any particular questions or suggestions or gripes or rants or anything like that, and you need to get a hold of the show, whether it's Ron or myself, you can directly message on Ron Cichlids' business page or like that FishTalk Live page. YouTube, we're streaming on all of those, so if you can give a subscribe on there. It sounds like we're always begging, like, hey, support us, but you don't. It actually helps the show in ways that helps the viewers, So you do those things, and we can grow the show and talk to more people and say, hey, look, this is the people, this is the following. These people are awesome, and they do this. So it helps us with sponsors. And speaking of sponsors, we're still big sponsor is Wind Rider Creations. And as I've been saying every single week, Wind Rider is now called Acrylic Habitats, which is really cool. So I've been working with them a bit, and so I get some inside knowledge. There's some great things coming, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about them coming up as well. We also have a ADA Tank Supply is also in the mix this month, and they have a $50 gift certificate that's on the wheel tonight.
Nice.
So if you have a sponsorship, or you'd like to sponsor this show, or if you have a connection or whatnot, just have them give us a shout out. Hey, here's something you guys can do. I know you guys love the chat. Why don't you guys hashtag your favorite aquarium products, whether that's Fluval or Seacam or API or Finex or whatever that is. Give us a hashtag on your favorite products. So as you all know, Ron Demers has official Facebook groups. Those there's about 6 of them. The main one being, of course, the Cichlid Clubhouse, but there's also the Mbuna Hangout, Tanganyika Clubhouse. There's a great DIY, which is going to be Ron Demers Aqua DIY. You can find that. There's the Amazing Tank Showcase, which is kind of like one that I just have always loved. That's just like your amazing casino aquariums and big fish, big tanks, crazy stuff. We've started up the Aquarius Marketplace. If you want to sell your fish, if you're a breeder, or if you want to promote your page, it's all about promotion, and it's free for all. We do monitor it and keep the spammers and scammers away, so you don't have to worry about that. And there's also the New World Cichlid Hangout, which is for all of our Southie and Central American kind of cichlid lovers and all of that. You know, you can find Ron on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. So there we go. I'll let you do these shout outs, group shout outs, and Ron, tell them about what they can do so that we can shout their group out too.
Yeah. If you want a group shout out, share the show in your group, then message me on the Fish Tank Live page or Ron Cichlids page with the URL for your group. We'll add you to the list, and we'll give you a shout out on the show. So tonight's shout outs go to New England Cichlid Association, Paul Weiser. If any of you have not seen, Paul is doing a raffle right now on our page for JJ Castillo. Please check that out and see if you can help. Shout out to Frontosa lovers, Scott DeFore, Southeast Fish Addicts, TJ Huffstadler, West Coast Cichlid Exchange, Isaac Garcia, Crown Royalty Cichlids, Nathan Pate, and then Cichlid Madness, Gigi.
Did you see what I did there?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll tell you, I misspelled madness, and if you all can figure it out, it's pretty funny.
Madness.
Madden-ass. Anyway, so speaking of Paul Weiser, Ron, hey, he's one of the key members there at the New England Cichlid Association, and coming in July, they are hosting the American Cichlid Association conference. It's going to be in... reading ahead here. It's going to be in Connecticut somewhere. I know that. Cromwell, Connecticut, July 18th through the 22nd. Some of the speakers include Jim Cummings, Dr. Les Kaufman, Oliver Lucanus, Dr. Wayne Libet, Dr. Adrian Indemeyer, Dr. Paul LaSalle, of course, our good friend, Mr. Larry Johnson, and Loris Kent. There's about 4,000 square foot vendor room. There's biotope tank competitions. There's a Saturday night banquet, multiple auctions throughout. This is going to be the get-together that you want to be at. So if you need further information, you can go to the New England Cichlid Association, or you can go to the ACA website. Don't have that URL right in front of you, but you can star info right now and get information about the American Cichlid Association. So let's see. Now where we're at. I'm just digging this format because there's like no pressure.
No, it's exactly. We've got a few questions, so we can answer those. And
I'm gonna run one or two things there. So I think we pretty much. It looks like we barreled through all that. What's the bottom line is that when the viewers support the show, we can do more great things. And so please give us those likes. You know, it seems ridiculous to always ask for it, but just that one like, that one click sure helps out, and it helps us go out and say, hey, our viewers are cool. You know, would you like to sponsor the show and give some stuff away? So that's what that's all about. There is some crazy thing last week going on, like I don't know, like some lunar, I don't know, satanic something. I don't know what it was.
Somebody was doing a ritual somewhere.
Yeah, somebody was scratching the guinea pig. But anyway, so it appears that I have, you see that's in front of me, Ron? Dropped frames, 0, 0, yep. 0, and it's been one fat green light in front of me the whole time. So super glad that the problems were, and thank you everyone who tuned into the podcast last week. So anyhow, I had this really cool video that I was going to show. So last week, right, was 911, what to do when the shit hits the fan. So I want to just, I worked on it, so I'm going to just play it. So we had this little, of course it doesn't want to go, but there we go.
Hello out there. This is Calvin Bouchard. May I please have your kind attention? Due to technical difficulties, it has become necessary for us to temporarily close the undersea kingdom. Now, for those of y'all who are still in the underwater portion of this park, please follow your guides, and they will point out the most convenient and accessible exits.
Where the hell is the nearest accessible exit? We're underwater.
Is this on?
Uh-huh.
Give me some lights down there.
Got them right here.
Can't see shit down there. And get me some medical attention here, quick!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you all heard the announcement, so please follow me in an orderly fashion, and remember, walk, do not run.
Daddy, look at the fish!
Holy shit! Tunnel failure, number 6.
Jonah and the whale.
That's it. Tube integrity has been compromised. We've got leakage and pressure loss.
He said leakage and pressure loss. Anyway, I'll just pull this back. So I did this for you last week, Ron. I was like, where can I find an aquarium situation where the shit hits the fan? And nice. I was like, Jaws 3. Yeah, that's it. Let's do Jaws 3. So this was our episode promo from last week, and it didn't work, but it's beautifully streaming to this week. Hey, everyone in the chat, go ahead. You're all seeing this, right? It's all looking good. On my end, it's looking great. Sounding great. Anyway, today's episode, let's do today's episode, is pretty much Ask Us Anything. If you have any questions about the Facebook platforms, any of the groups, if you have fish-related questions, if you have past episode questions, if you'd like to know what Ron's favorite ice cream is, whatever that is, just go ahead and ask away. We're going to go ahead and jump right into that. So, yeah, let's do that.
All right, we'll start taking care of some questions. First question for tonight came from Dominic. He asked, am I able to keep all freshwater fish other than angels? I don't know what that means. I think it means, can I keep other freshwater fish with angels? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question.
It's funny that's a question came up because right before I came to do the show, I looked over at my planted tank, and for the first time ever, 2 of the 3 angels were seriously going at it. Like, I always thought they were just these docile little fish. No, these guys were hand in hand, just going at it. I was like, okay, we'll see what happens with that.
The only other thing I can think of is this was a statement. Just making a statement that he is able to keep all freshwater fish other than angelfish.
Yeah.
Which
Hey.
isn't a question, but I feel for you, my friend.
Yeah, if you want to clarify that, we'll come back to it. Hey, here's a question for you, Matt, Ron, from Matt Ging. I want to say this right.
Don't even do last names. It's easier that way.
I want to say it right. So Gingilowski. I said it right. I know I did. What's the best method to rehab a fish that has been beat up in the tank? Obviously, it's separated, but are there other products that I should be using? So can you just do a quick rundown of what?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just somebody just asked me this the other day, and the reality is under most circumstances, yes, separate the fish, but clean water, stress coat. You can do a little bit of aquarium salt, but clean water and stress coat will heal most of these fish. You have to be careful on what you treat with because you don't want to make the situation worse. You know, a general antibiotic like methylene blue would help as well. But the problem with methylene is it's been known to stain silicone. So it's something you don't want to use in a main tank. You can use in a hospital tank. So if you did have a hospital tank and I was going to rehab a fish, I would add some methylene blue, some stress coat. I'd probably be doing 20-30% water changes every day. And they'll heal up on their own. You don't have a quarantine tank, hospital tank, you can also stick the fish with some smaller fish if you happen to have a juvenile tank where no one will pick on it and let him heal back up.
Right. So I don't know if we're having an issue, but it says right now that there's 3 people viewing FishTalk Live from 50. So, and I'm not seeing any more of the chat. So let me go here just real quick. Let's make sure. Isaac, great question. Let's see. So the restream chat is here. Don't forget, you guys, the phone lines are open. Yeah. So let's do that. So that is a great question. And did you answer it all, Ron? I'm sorry. Yeah.
I answered it, yes.
Good. All right. Let me show this call-in graphic for anybody that wants to call in. So there it is. Yeah. You know what's the coolest thing about your show, Ron, is you got the best music ever.
I never get to hear it. What's your favorite ice cream, Dave?
My favorite ice cream is black cherry.
Oh, damn. I was in a toss-up between pistachio and black cherry. Those are my 2 favorites.
I like pistachio too, actually. I think that's a great one. Let's go. I'm just going to ask another.
Black cherry is going to take the win.
Yeah, you like that one? I love it. It's one
Especially
of my
if it's a
favorite.
little bit of chocolate in it.
I can't believe that there's only 3 people on, and everybody. I mean, the chat died. So earlier when I was playing that, that clip from Fandango, Facebook got in the way and said something. Let's see. Okay, hold on, caller. We're going to get to you. They did say something about copyright, and then there's a certain thing you tell them about fair use and that you acknowledge, as long as it says Fandango in the corner. And but I don't see.
Yes, I'm getting private messages, things that everybody's still there, but the chat's not working.
Let me just submit.
I don't know what.
Okay. Well, that means that the people probably not seeing that. So, makes it really hard. It says 4 people. Yeah, Kimberly only sees 4 people online as well. 7 people. I was kicked off. Facebook had to change my password. Hello. Hey, everyone who's jumping on right now. Sometimes there's things in Facebook world that you just can't figure out. They're so huge and deal with so many people. And it looks like Facebook killed everybody. So, yeah, we're doing a roll call. We got Mahmoud Bike. We got Dennis Saragan. We got Matt Galinsky. And then we got Randy Tipton, Paul Lomax. So everybody's coming back that was trying to refresh my page, and it's working again. Okay.
But he said they were kicked off.
Yeah, almost. It looks like Facebook kicked everybody off the live for some reason. So, but everybody's coming back. So, I don't know how we're going to get those numbers back up. But that's fine. I mean, we're just here. Let's go ahead and move forward. I'm going to ask you another question. This one's from Mr. John Hunter, and he wants to know what is a good way to reduce the bubbles from my faucet when doing water changes.
How are you doing water changes, John? Are you using something like a Python, or are you filling up a 5-gallon bucket? And either way, what is the issue you're having with bubbles? Even if you're using the bucket method and you dump them in the tank, the bubbles should be gone in 5 or 10 minutes. Should all rush to the surface. If you're doing it with a Python, you shouldn't be getting any bubbles at all. If you are, check all of your fittings. You may have a loose fitting that's sucking air.
Yeah, I would ask the same question too. That actually bubbles in the water aerates the water pretty good. So I don't see an issue there really. So
yeah.
Let's see here. That was Mr. John Hunter. Thank you for the question, John. We answered Isaac. Isaac wanted to know about the ice cream. I don't know if y'all got to hear, but Ron's. Tell him again what your toss-ups were.
Well, I mean, I love pistachio. I eat that when I go out. But if I was to choose one that I was going to eat every day, it'd be black cherry.
Hold on. I'm here, but when you type, sound goes off. Okay, so I'm not typing. But all right. Let's go to another one. How about from Jordan Bradley? Thank you so much, Jordan. Can I keep a flower horn in a community tank? And if so?
No, that
Yeah.
question is just about self-explanatory. If you want to keep him in there, it's fine. If he's a 2.5 incher, up to maybe 4, but after that, no, he's gonna end up with his own tank. There's not a whole lot of flower horns out there that frolic or play well with others. They're typically by themselves.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jordan, for the question, and good luck with that. I would say the same thing. No, don't even try it.
Not advisable.
Mr. Larry Deskins he says, my trout looks like it's gasping for air. Never seen this before. All other fish are fine.
That can happen one of several reasons. Something you may have just done a water change and something bothered him. Also could be that he picked up a piece of gravel or something when he was eating food and it stuck in his mouth. Also could have ate a food pellet that was too big, and they basically will sometimes just stick it in the back of their mouth and just kind of chomp on it for a little while to soften it up. Other than that, the only reason they'd be he's probably not doing that at the surface. If I can understand your question the way you're probably asking, he's just swimming like the rest of the other fish, but he's just breathing heavier than normal. If so, that's a few of the things that I just mentioned.
Yeah, exertion too. So if he's getting chased around or beat up, they'll go and take a break in the corner there. We're going to go into let's take our first caller, but before I do that, give me a number. Let me ask someone besides Ron. Paul Weiser, Mr. Paul Weiser. I know you hear your name now. Give me a number between 3 and 7, please, sir. Just type it in the chat. All right, so let's go to a caller. Hello, caller. Let me unmute you. Hey, caller, how's it going? You're on FishTalk Live. So, caller, your area code is 912, so you're on with us right now. 5. Okay, Paul Weiser says 5.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? So he just heard that. So let's see. Hello, caller. Okay, well,
What's going on? What's going on, Ron?
What's up? What's up?
what's your name and your name and location, please, sir?
This is Robert Cox from Waycross.
Awesome. What's your question?
I got a Jack Dempsey I've had for going on about 2 years, and he just ain't got no size to him. He's about 1.5 inches, and I was wondering what would cause a fish to keep that size.
You've had him for 2 years, and he's never gotten bigger than 1.5 inches.
No, he has never gotten bigger, and I've had another one that I got about the same time that I got him, and still outgrew him.
Okay, so I know this is a stupid question, but are you 100% positive it's a Jack Dempsey?
Yeah, I mean, they look identical. Coloration, pattern, everything.
Okay. I have never heard of a Jack Dempsey stunted to 1.5 inches, because 1.5 inches is, wow, like from your thumb knuckle to the end of your nail. I mean, literally 1.25 inches, basically.
Sometimes.
I got.
Go ahead.
I got some Abunas that's about the same size as he is, and I mean, just the time frame. I feed him daily and everything, and I've done seen him eat, but he just ain't gaining no size.
No, I've never heard of it being that bad. I mean, I've heard of fish not getting bigger than 4 inches when they would normally grow to 6. That's genetics. But if it's truly 1.5 inches and it is a Jack Dempsey, it boggles my mind that that's what it is. You know, if it's a Jack Dempsey, that it hasn't gotten any bigger. I mean, even if it was an inferior genetics, it would have gotten bigger by now.
Yeah, I was going to mention that as well. So just like human beings, fish can be born with genetic defects, and stunting of the growth could possibly be, but we don't know.
Not that size. I mean, if you said I have a Jack Dempsey that hasn't gotten bigger 3 inches, I would say genetics, but 1.5 inches, I just don't have a real good answer for. I don't think anybody will, because a fish is designed to get much larger than that, unless it's another species that may not get very big.
Yeah. Hey, Robert, we appreciate you calling into the show, man.
All right, appreciate it.
Thanks,
All right,
Robert.
man. We'll
Have
talk
a
to you
great
later.
night.
Bye-bye. So, just so everybody knows, we are giving away to a certain number of people that call in. So, let's take another phone call. Hello, caller. You're on Fish Talk Live. And this one's 262. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? What's your name and location, sir?
Name is Paul Lanack. I'm up in Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
Hey, welcome. Paul, how are you tonight?
Good.
What's your question for us tonight?
I was curious about breeding peacock cichlids. With the females, after they have released their fry, and then I put her in kind of a recovery tank. How long would you suggest for recovery, and then and before she could be put back with the male to breed again?
It depends on your setup. Peacocks for breeding need to be 1 or 2 males with a lot of females, a harem. So if you're on a 1-to-1 basis, I would always leave her with him. Me as a breeder, I'm not in that situation. The smallest amount I would have would be 3 or 4 females with a male. I always leave my females with the male. 2 weeks, I strip and put her back in the tank, and she starts eating. If you have her separate, you can probably feed her for 3 or 4 days before you put her back in the main tank.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate you and that you're tuning in and all that. Have a good night, okay?
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so let's see if we can pound through a couple of these that are more straightforward answers. Let's I'm reading some other stuff here. So let me go up here because there's a few that we didn't get to. Joshua Gloud would like to know what meds I should keep on hand other than general cure and aquarium salt. So
need to have a broad horizon. You never know what's going to pop out. Metroplex, Canaplex, Focus, Garlic Guard, Paragard, Dress Coat, Methylene Blue, Epsom salt, aquarium salt.
yeah, that's
Those are big hitters right there.
Yeah, those are the big hitters. There's that episode we talked about with illness and disease as well, so that's a good one to go there. Okay, we answered all those. I'm just quickly running through there. Robert Reed says, let's see, it keeps moving. People talk about peas for taking care. People talk about peas for. So this is green peas for taking care of sunken belly. What are the peas good for, and what kind of peas? Maybe you can talk a little bit.
Yeah, peas aren't for sunken belly. Peas are for constipation. It's roughage. It's fiber. If you're feeding the right kind of food that already has a lot of veggies in it, then peas are unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's more of it's deshelled peas, and you got to get them to eat it, which is hard. So
yeah, and
I wouldn't mess with peas.
If you do go the pea route, you may want to blanch them, which is like throw them in boiling water and then quickly put them in ice water. That gets the skin off, and then you have to peel the skin off. So you want to just give them the meat or soda. Let's see here. Jack Rowe, Ron, says a couple of shows ago you could get a fish up to 4 inches with a feeding regime. Wondering if you can share this trick with us.
It's several things. The reason I can do that is my climate, where the fish are kept, the quantity of water they're kept in, the quantity of water changes they're given, and in the feeding. My fish only eat my food. That's it. I don't give them anything different than what you guys already get from me. Depending on the size of the fish, they either get fed once a day or 6 times a day. Fry and juveniles get fed 3 to 6 times a day. Adults typically get fed once. Juveniles up to 3 get fed typically 2 or 3 times a day. Lots of food, lots of correct ingredients, lots of water changes and water flow. And I can get a fry to 4 inches in about 3 months, personally.
Awesome. We'll take the next caller here in a second, but there's kind of a related question. Carol Shin, she's asking, how long does it take usually for a small juvie 1 inch to get big and colorful? I assume it has something to do with species, but in general, and since we talk about African cichlids,
it's variable. There's no answer for that question. Depends on the species. If it's a fish like a peacock, then you're going to start seeing color at maybe 2.5 inches. Depends on what other fish they're with. If it's a big predator, you're not going to see any color out of him until maybe he's 6, 7, 8 long. So depending on the species, depending on the type of fish, depending on what it's kept with, if it's more of a passive fish like a Lethrinops or something like that, may take even longer, may not color up at all. So for 1 inch to 3 inches where you start seeing color, should take you about 3 to 4 months, maybe 6 at the most.
Yeah, that seems about right. 6 months for some of the ones I have. But you know what? I got that in Buna from you. Remember, there was some in there, and you're like, "This is a pollet," and I said, "Okay, all right." It didn't look like what I thought it was going to look like. And then like 2 months later, the thing's like a truck. He's huge. He's like almost 6 inches, 5.5 inches, deep blue. Oh, he's so cool. I love him. Let's go ahead and take this caller. This will be area code 419. I'm letting you into the show right now, and I'm going to unmute you. How's it going, caller? Can you give us your name and your location?
Yeah, my name's DJ. I'm in Mansfield, Ohio.
Hey, nice. DJ, how are you tonight?
Oh, not too bad.
Good.
Nice.
What's your question?
I had a couple really quick questions. One is, I have some fry tumbling and a tumbler, and their egg sacs are pretty well close to being gone, and I have it turned pretty well all the way down, and they're starting to swim around. Like they're literally swimming to the top of the tube and just swimming all around in there. I was wondering when I should take those out of there.
They need to be taken out within 2 days of them swimming around, because you need to put them somewhere where you can start feeding them. Tumblers, you don't feed them in the tumblers. You have to actually pull them out for that. So about 2 days at the most from when they start swimming around.
Okay, that's pretty darn close. I should probably be getting them out there. One last question. I have a mixed tank. I have a Frontosa and some peacocks and a couple of lupis, and I noticed one of the fish that was not supposed to be a hap is a hap. I'm thinking, should I get that hap out of there? Will he grow up and start terrorizing the tank, or do you think he'd be all right if he just grows with them?
Can't answer that without knowing basically what type of fish it is and the dynamics of the tank.
Ollie.
It's an ollie.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did identify.
He's not going to get bigger than 6 inches. He's not going to be a problem. I'd be more concerned about your lupis and your Frontosas than I would be the hap.
Okay. All righty then. I appreciate it, fellas.
Hey, thanks for calling in.
Have a good night.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and take another call. Actually, Joe Venker needs to know how he can keep Lori's hands off his tank.
I don't know. You could pee on it like cats do.
Well, I
don't know.
I was thinking of, hey, maybe some candles and a bottle of wine. I don't know. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take this next caller. If you want to call in, please do. So I'm unmuting you. Welcome, caller, to the show.
Good evening.
Thanks.
Hey, who's this?
This is Carrie. How are you guys?
Good.
Carrie, how are you?
I'm sorry? Good.
Yeah,
sorry,
awesome.
I'm at work.
No, that's fine. Glad you called in. What do you have a question for Ron?
Yeah, so I work in a pretty big pet industry, so I deal with fish people a lot, and obviously I'm guilty. What kind of chemicals do you guys recommend? We have a lot of situations where people, I don't know if it's such a thing as to over-chemical the tank, but there's so many different options. What would you say are the base chemicals that you would use?
I'm a keep it simple, stupid guy. Reality is you have to have primer safe. You have to have a good quality dechlorinator. That's a given. You also, as far as I'm concerned, stress coat, API stress coat, one of the best things ever developed to help heal the fish and stuff. But other than that, I'm not into chemicals. Me personally, I don't do carbon. I don't do stability. I don't add any of that stuff to a tank. A properly cycled tank doesn't need anything other than something you dechlorinating the new tap water. That's it. They don't need all of those. And if you use chemicals to chase the pH, you're going to have issues. If you use chemicals to help with ammonia, you're going to have issues. It's the only other chemical I think is value added is if someone has an algae bloom. They do make a algae bloom liquid that
Clarity,
you can add to the tank that will basically bind the particles and let your filter pull it out.
Yeah.
Well, see, I just ran to the store because I set up my new tank and went and got a whole bunch of carbon because my FX6 didn't come with any, and I thought that was not okay. So good to know.
No, I personally have 5,000 gallons worth of tanks, and I don't run carbon in anything. Carbon, Purigen, nothing. It's just biological, mechanical.
So here's the thing, Carrie, is that carbon does work, and it does what it's supposed to do for about 2 weeks. So if you want to lock yourself into buying carbon every couple of weeks and replacing it out, that's there. But it does bring some clarity to the water. It does remove smells. It does remove meds and all of that. I think most of your advanced fish keepers have taken carbon out of their system just because it's just too costly over a year's time and all that.
Synthetic.
Yeah. So, and there's other chemicals that you can get that, will add trace elements and all of that. But really what Ron is saying is that water changes is your best friend. You keep that water clean and then have a good bacteria, beneficial bacteria. We appreciate you calling in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Did you have any other? Okay, take care.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so we actually have a winner online. Let me see here. But we're going to go ahead and answer a few of these from. How you doing, Ron? You doing okay? You ready for some more?
I'm doing good. Let's take care of everybody's questions.
All right, so we have Mr. Alan Baisley. Would like to know: does an OB peacock mated with a blue dolphin make an OB dolphin?
Absolutely not. People have tried and have failed miserably. You can't crossbreed a chicken and a fish and call it a chicken fish. You can't do that. You can. There's no regulations on what you decide that you want to call it, but you have to breed it multiple times and then choose what you're going to call it. I know that sounds odd, but no, you cannot first generation call the hybrid of a dolphin and a OB an OB dolphin.
So they won't mate, Ron?
They will mate. What I'm saying is you can't call it that. That's not really what it is. I know people are asking, well, why not? It's an OB and it's a dolphin.
Yeah.
The problem is just because daddy was an OB and mommy was a dolphin doesn't mean you're going to get OBs or dolphins or OB dolphins. You may get any of those three. You may get some mutant of those two. It's not just you cross a black and a white and you get gray. It doesn't work that way.
There we are. Okay, so the answer to that question is yes, they can mate, and yes, they can produce other fish. Is it going to be a new species called an OB dolphin? Not necessarily, unless you've got a long line of that.
He's been trying to create an OB dolphin for quite some time, and have had no success doing so.
Gotcha. Hey, Jason Wagner, says he set up a quarantine tank with a sponge filter. And I can't get it to cycle, taking months. Advice: have ammonia and some nitrate.
If you still have ammonia, have you checked your tap water? Tank's gonna cycle. If you got ammonia in there and you've got nitrate, then it's telling me that it's cycling. You wouldn't get nitrate if it wasn't cycled.
Yeah, I apologize. It says nitrite. So he has some ammonia, he has some nitrite. You would need to test your nitrates. That's when you know you're bridging the gap over the full cycle.
It shouldn't take months. It should literally take less than a month. And you need to check your tap water. If you're using tap water, because some people just keep adding ammonia to the tank from the tap water and they don't know it. I mean, they just don't know that it's in there. Second thing you can try is bringing in some seeded media from another tank.
Yeah.
Or some sand or some gravel or something, maybe just a little bit to help kickstart it.
Nice. So So sometimes it's just patience as well. It shouldn't take months. Just patience and all that. And make sure that you're feeding the bacteria and that has. So if you have ammonia, you're on the right path. Let's go ahead and take another call. This call right here. Hey, caller, you're on Fish Talk Live. What's your name and your location?
It's Mark in Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Pretty good. At least I didn't lose connection with everybody.
Good.
How do you figure out how many breeding groups you can put in a Mabuna in a tank?
How many breeding groups of Mabuna you can have in one tank?
Yeah. How many groups you could have?
Depends what you're trying to do. If you're trying to breed them for purity, then the answer would be one. If you're doing it for like a breeding / community, then it's however many that you can fit in the tank with the filtration that you have. What are you trying to do?
Well, I have that chance to get the F1s, the Calangas. And I didn't know. I was going to separate them off, put them in a 75, but he said it probably wasn't big enough.
Depends on how many fish you're getting.
5.
5. That's it?
Yeah, 5 total. 4 females, 1 male.
Yeah, 75 is more than enough room.
Yeah, you probably do.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, more than enough room. And if you can get more, and you really, really, really want to breed them, you probably need to get another male and some more females as well.
Yeah.
And it's just finding F1s or wild.
Nice. So, Chi-Town, huh, Mark?
Yeah.
2 tree hot dogs a day. I love Chicago. Hey, they're opening up the
Italian beef.
Yeah, I love Greektown there in Chicago. They're opening up a new flight from our airport, so I was thinking about going there for my birthday. Love your town. Hey, have you ever been to the Lincoln Park Zoo and seen the Mbuna there?
No, I've only lived here for about a year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, apparently they've got like a 30,000 gallon tank with like thousands and tens of thousands of Mbuna in there. I've posted some pictures of it before. Hey, we really appreciate... Go ahead.
We'll see how much longer I'm here.
All right, man.
I might be moving them.
Yeah, it's kind of cold there. So
yeah, well, I'm moving to Minnesota, so it ain't any better.
Yeah, there you go. So glad you called in. We appreciate you very much. Thanks for calling.
No problem. You guys have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So the caller that is on right now, don't go anywhere. Okay? Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll be back to answer some more questions. Let's see here. We're getting there.
What's up? I'm Callan Douglas. I'm from Rochester, Illinois. Try Ron Cichlids, you guys. His fish are awesome. They're big, beautiful, vibrant. I got a couple of them in here. Also, his food. His food is unreal. They devour it. They splash me for it. That's the only bad thing I can say about the food is I get wet every time I feed them almost. But 5 stars all around. Get a hold of Ron, roncichlids.com.
All right, everybody. We are back, and here's our chat overlay. We're going to go directly to the next caller. The next caller is number 5, and that was our good friend Paul Weiser picked that number, and you are a winner. You are a winner with a chicken dinner. All right, so let me see here without throwing you out. caller, area code 419. Congratulations, you're caller number 5, and we're going to let you spin the wheel tonight. Who is this?
This is Jake.
Jake? Awesome.
Jake Will from Toledo, Ohio.
Nice. So you get...
How's it going, guys?
Going good. Hey, do you have a question? And if you had, we'll let Ron answer your question real quick, and then I'm going to pull the wheel up, and you're going to spin to win something, okay? Is that cool?
Cool. But yeah, it's kind of based on the last guy's question as far as seed in the tank. I'm having an issue with one of my juvie tanks where my nitrates are high. So I took the canister I had on that I thought I had seeded well, and I put it on my big 180, and I transfer a canister from my 180 to the juvenile tank. It's already seeded, and I got low nitrates in that. But I'm still coming up with somewhat pretty high nitrates on the tank. I was wondering if it takes a certain amount of time for that to kick in, or if I'm doing something wrong.
Nothing's ever going to kick in with nitrate. What you have is what you have. You're only going to be able to get rid of it realistically with water changes. The option 2 is live plants will help pull nitrates out, and then a anoxic filter that's specially designed for it can get rid of nitrate. Other than that, nitrate removal is typically up to you, and that involves water changes. And what?
Right, yeah, I even did a water change just yesterday, and I tested it right after they were low, but then after a few hours, it would shot right back up to about 4 parts.
Well, what are you measuring for nitrate?
As far as what test? The nitrate free? I use the API test kit.
Parts per million. What are you seeing for nitrate?
4. I'm right at
4 is not
right
a
at
number.
It's a dark purple.
4 isn't a number for nitrate. Nitrate is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 150 parts per million. And are you talking about nitrite?
Yeah, that must be it. I must be using the wrong term.
So nitrite is toxic, comes after ammonia. That's part of your cycle. Moving your filter over and bringing another one over. All you did was bring over a new colony of bacteria that was probably farther advanced for taking care of the nitrite for you. If it's spiking back up after a water change, you also need to go check your tap water to make sure it's not in your tap water and you're not adding more of it. But it's
I did it right out of the tap, and it was low. It's just literally as soon as I let it go a couple hours. I did add some new decorations in there that were used, but I did dump some hot water over them. That couldn't be anything that would cause a spike in nitrates, would it?
Not for nitrite. No, nitrite is a byproduct of ammonia.
Yeah, and it's really toxic for your fish. So that it's one of the biggest killers in the cycling process when something goes wrong is that nitrite.
Anything more than 1 to 1.5 parts per million is going to start agitating the fish.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what I didn't even have any in there. I was just getting the tank started up, and I was wanting to put my juvies in there, but I'm just having a hell of a time with that. So
did you put ammonia in there? How are you getting nitrites on a tank that doesn't have any fish in it?
I had 3 of them in there. Then I started seeing them doing sluggish, and I thought I had a good seeded canister already in there.
Yeah.
So I tested the water. I took them out because, like I said, they weren't looking good. So I figured something was wrong. And I don't have this problem with either one of my other tanks. I got a fry tank and my big 180, and all my water parameters are perfect on them.
Yeah.
So I went through on that and started seeing them, and I actually tested. I hardly ever test the water on my tanks just because I never had an issue with it until I started seeing these guys acting funny. So I went ahead and tested the water. My ammonia was a little bit high, but the nitrites were like off the charts high. So I did a big water change, took those guys out, switched my canister.
Yeah, I think what you're doing is what you should be doing in this situation, but something doesn't seem right. If you did a water change and there's no fish in there, you shouldn't have nitrite. And the only reason you would is if you're introducing it to the tank via your water changes.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'd retest my taps and see if that's the issue. Then it has to be something.
Well, let's see if we can give you something. You're the fifth caller, so we're gonna go ahead and spin the wheel with you. Have you seen the show before?
Yeah, I watch it every Tuesday.
Awesome. So I usually ask for a color, and that's the one I'm gonna grab. So pick a color off the screen there, or any color off the rainbow.
Let's go with red.
Red. Okay, so let me grab red, and then give me a number on the clock, 1 through 12.
7.
Okay, so we're gonna. Oh, I just here. I'm gonna bring this color red. Oh, well, how about 6:30? It's not quite at 7, but here we go. Good luck. There's some good prizes on this. There is 88 Tank Supply has a $50 gift certificate on here, and there is a couple spots for fish, and it's good tonight. So good luck. Okay.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah. Bang, bada, boom. You just won a big fish, bro. So you get how that's going to work.
Out of here.
Yes, you did. So
awesome.
Nice job. You get to go on to Ron's Cichlids and pick a large fish of your choice that is in stock on there. And you have 30 days to do that. Is that right, Ron?
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I've never won anything, so this is awesome.
Yeah. Get yourself a nice fish for your 180, and there you go. Super glad that you were able to call in and that you won. We're going to reach out to you. Tell me your name again so we can get this down first and last.
Jake Rowe.
Say it.
ROWE.
Jake Rowe.
Jake
okay.
Rowe.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll reach out and contact you and let you know how you do that. We basically give you a code that you can use on there. I think that's how we do it, right, Ron?
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks for calling in. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to let you go now, Jake. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jake.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You too. So we're going to go ahead and let's see. Did I do this right? I don't want to kick Ron off by mistake. Let's answer 3 more questions and then give something else away, okay? Cool,
right.
Ron? All right. So let me just go down the list. Do you want to... Jason Wagner's asking about buffering water if your pH is low. You want to give him that whole spiel about the pH thing?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the only way you should be buffering your pH, unless you some kind of degreed chemist, you need to be using something like aragonite, crushed coral, something that is buffering capabilities. Chasing your pH with additives, pH up, pH down, or chemicals is a roller coaster. It will someday bite you in the ass and you will lose fish. It is notorious for that. We get at least once a month somebody tinkering around with their pH and they kill all their fish. Find a natural way to do it.
Yeah. So that's perfect. So basically, fish are not as sensitive to stable pH as you would think. Just because it's an African and your pH is 7.6 doesn't necessarily mean you have to try to get your pH up to 8. Yes, of course, in natural environment, they do thrive at 8, 8.6, up to 9, and those things. But they would prefer that it doesn't fluctuate. And so your best bet is to find where you can buffer that. For me, my tap water's 7. When I use 8.2 argonite, it comes out to 7.6. And I used to stress, oh my gosh, it's 7.6. They must not be coloring right. They're not growing as fast. What I learned from my mentor, Mr. Ron Demers, is that, hey, leaving it at 7.6 is much better than having it go up to 8.2, 8.4, and back down to 7 and So that should answer it, right, Ron?
Yep.
Yeah. So let's go with Larry Deskins. He wants to know how do you clean your sponge filters?
The how often you clean them is up to you. Basically, they're a very good mechanical filter. I clean mine about every 3 weeks. That are my fry tanks, juvie tanks. You can go even longer than that.
Nice. Yeah, just a quick squeeze and then suck the water out. That's what I do.
I actually get it wet and I just smack it up against something a lot, and then little particles will start to come out, and then I soak it, smack it, soak it, smack it. I do it like 5-6 times, and then rinse it one last time, because when I do it, mine are pretty nasty.
Mm-hmm. Moving on, we got Randy Tipton. He says, so when you breed multiple times, what strains do you pick to breed to get there?
Kind of a loaded question. It doesn't make sense that way. So if I'm going to breed multiple times one strain, how do I pick which ones to breed? If that's the way I think the question should read, then I'm picking my best males, and then I'm just going back to the females. If you really, really, really want to try to perfect one, like the father's side, you got to take the daughters and put them back with dad. If he's still old enough to breed, maybe too big, but that's the only way to perfect what you're looking for. Like, what I've done with my German strain Yellow Blaze. The only male that's doing the breeding is the best of the best of the best.
Nice. So
I'm running out of time. Every day goes by.
that was loud. Okay. So let me pull this back a little bit. So a few episodes ago, you all heard me talk about rewarding the people that have been using the chat bot. Well, we're going to do that again tonight. And we're going to pick somebody to spin the wheel from the chat bot. So what happens in general here, let me roll this music back. So what happens in general is that we send out a message prior to the show with a special dealio on how to do that. So let's go ahead and pull up our Woo Picker. I got to pull the posts. And let me go here. Apply changes. Sign in again. How you doing, Ron? Holding up? Awesome. Okay, so here we go. Posts, and here's Tuesday Fish Talk Live, 4 and 2. So we're going to pick a comment. This is how we normally do it. The first one we pick is a burner. So that's the burner. Oh, sorry. Here we go. So this first one I pick is the burner. Generally don't show people who that is. And we're going to unpick that. And now we can go by hashtag. And the hashtag that we have is this one right here. For this week it was chatbot. Let me go ahead and bring this up so we can see this winner when it happens. And we're going to spin the wheel for you. Were you going to say something, Ron? There we go.
Nope. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Winner, chicken dinner. Come on, large fish. Okay. This is for the Ford F-150.
No tires.
Here we go. Here's the winner on that. Chatbot winner is Mr. Dan Collins. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations.
So we're going to go ahead and just roll right into it and go to the spin the wheel. And here it is. Why don't you give me a color today, Ron? Just for Dan, give us a good luck color.
Purple.
Purple, this one up here in the top left. Okay. And then give me a number. 1 through 12, Ron.
5.
5 is over here. That's about 5 right there. All right, good luck, Dan. This is for all the money in the world. Mr. Dan Collins is our spin to win chatbot winner. And he is going to win an API test kit. Congratulations. Yeah. So we'll have this out to you. We'll sort this out. We got you. And let's answer a couple more questions. Why don't we go ahead?
Randy had messaged me about his question. And he was a little more specific. He wanted to know, if I can't mix X species with Y species and call it a new breed, then how do you need to breed multiple times to get a new breed? How do you turn X plus Y into a new breed? So that all depends on what you're trying to create. So if you want a OB dragon blood, you put an OB with a dragon blood, and after you get the qualities of both that you want, you continue to breed that one and call it what you want.
Yeah, I think it was going off that dolphin. That's probably what that was. So,
like I have my own species called Hawkliceps that just bred today. It is a male hawk crossed with a Macliceps. It was generation 1. I got to name them because they're a hybrid. They all look the same. They don't exist except here. And now they bred. So now
nice.
I can fine tune what I'm looking for.
Awesome. And I can't wait to get one of those because they are stunning fish. Absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and we are going to answer some more questions. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at what the member video of the week was from last week. Right here, I just used the same one because we couldn't watch it last week. But this is Mr. Brett Matheson.
Beautiful tank. I love the clown loaches. Always got a special place in my heart. The redfin boreleis in there. I see a bunch of haps and dragon bloods and red empresses. Really cool background. I like that. You know, the wood mangrove root kind of look to it. It's pretty neat. Got some holy rock in there. Looks like. Really nice tank. Stocked to about the max, which looks good. You know, they all flow together. Pretty colors.
Yeah, the red empress. He's like front and center. He's the diva. He's like, hey, check me out. Yeah. There a lot of nice activity too. Look like happy fish in there. Thank you so much, Brett. So the way the Clubhouse video of the week works is that basically I go through and look at videos and we kind of look at them and choose those. So keep uploading your videos. When you do upload videos, we can only use horizontal. So if you shoot something vertical, can't use it on the show. So appreciate you. We'll answer some questions here. 1 second. All right. So moving quite along, let's answer 3 more and do this last giveaway. So let's see. Ivan Murphy says, how long would you say it takes to grow out a yellow blaze from the juvie stage? Not from your setup, but the average person might be able. Loaded question due to so many variables.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables, depending on the size, depending on what you're feeding them, depending on the size of the tank, depending on your water changes. All those variables depend. I just went through my grow out the other day, and we found almost 4-inch yellow blazes that weren't 2 inches 2 months ago. So for me, I put an inch a month typically or better. You could do the same at home if you have the same regimen, but the average person, let's say 2.5 to 4 inches would be about 3 months, maybe 4.
Yeah. So kind of on that same vein, Catlin Douglas is also wanting to know how you would sex a 5-inch trout.
5-inch trout is kind of tricky. You've really got to know what you're looking at and got to make a very educated guess. For me, I would need very bright light, like a natural light. I would need them to be in the water. I would be looking for hints on the face, the lips, and different parts of the body. I'd be paying attention to fins. And then most of all, I'd be paying attention to attitude, especially if it was like in a species only tank. But a 5-inch trout in a tank full of other fish, you may not be able to tell it's a male until he's much larger. Venting is not always a guarantee either, or fin shape.
Now, I totally took that question wrong. I thought they were talking like candles and Barry White music.
Yeah, you have to use 2 fingers.
Mbuna Mike, okay, he wants to know what size and age do Mbunas breed.
Mbuna can breed the females as small as 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches. I've personally got my Gold Kawanga and Masobo group that I've only had for not even 3-4 weeks now. I got them at 1.5 inches. They're already pushing 2 in 3 weeks, and they're already breeding. I don't even want them to, but they're already breeding.
So Nathan Pate's also asking here, why is red such a hard color to come by in African cichlids?
Red is just not a color that Mother Nature throws off very much for these types of fish. Most fish that are in this hobby that are called red really aren't red. They're some type of orange. Lake Victoria has quite a bit of red in it. Most of the small Pundamilla nairi species of fish have red in them. Very vibrant, beautiful fish. Tanganyikans, there's really no red in Tanganyikans at all. And then for Malawans, you're basically looking at things like red empresses and VC10s and just highlights of red. No real red.
So most of these fish are deficient in red, seeing red. Isn't that correct?
They're just not a lot of true red fish in the hobby.
No. As far as their eyesight, so like two fish, the one fish seeing another fish, they don't see red as well. That's why you find these like red nets. Have you ever seen the
colorblind? Yeah, they can't see it.
Yeah, so it's not that they can't see red. So we don't want to say that. It's just they don't see red like we see red. So.
Yeah, they don't distinguish it as colorblind, basically. Fish. It's funny. I don't know if I completely believe that. I could take for all you guys, I don't know if we talked about this before. I think we have on a show. Take a laser pointer and put it in the bottom of your tank from the outside and move it around and watch your fish go crazy. It's red and it's moving around. So now I know for fishing lures, red on a lure, they can see it as blood. So I actually think fish can see red. I have to look into that.
Yeah. So if anybody else has anything to add on that, we have our group chat after the show. Just jump in and do that, or you can throw it in the chat now. We always go through the whole show and look at all the comments and all of that. So Peter Larson wants to know what your favorite fish is, Ron. I think I know, but go ahead.
I don't really think I have a favorite fish. I mean, I've got so many that I love. I mean, my favorite at this moment of time is my Placidochromis gazelle, I would say. I've got a couple beautiful colonies that have a special place in my heart right now. I bought my albino dolphin colony, my blueberry iceberg fryer eye colony, my Hawkliceps, and my German yellow blaze. Those are my core of my favorites right now. But in my show tank in the living room is my Placidochromis gazelle black faces.
Yeah. So here's our last question for the evening, and not that this. So one of the ideas that Ron and I talked early on when we did the show is that we said, let's create some content that not only is good for that moment, but also carries on. Let's see if we can start conversations that move into the Facebook groups and in other Facebook groups. And we see that every week. So this conversation doesn't necessarily have to be over here. We just, as far as time goes, so we're going to have one more question. And this is from Courtney Lambert. And Courtney is asking, can I keep an all-male group of Placidochromis together, such as the Starfire, the Giselle, the Deepwater? Maybe if there are a few of each, the rest of the tank has various haps and peacocks. So apparently she wants to have some females and males in there.
Well, confusing. She says, can I keep an all-male group of Placidochromis together? So if you're asking whether or not you can keep a Star Sapphire, a Gazelle, and a Deepwater together, then the answer is yes. If you want a couple of each species, which I think you're asking, the answer is still yes, but understand that it also varies on the size of the tank. Understand that these fish are going to get 8-9 inches long. They're going to be big fish. A lot of fish don't tolerate each other when they look alike. So the ones that may have an issue with each other are those Placidochromis. So I would definitely try several of each of the Star Sapphires and the Gazelle. I think you'll be okay. Deep waters out of those three are quite a bit more aggressive than the Sapphires.
Awesome. Real quick, one last question. How big is the tank behind you?
I got one. The question is, I have one. What size is your show tank in my living room? That one is a 150 right now because my 250 busted last year. The one behind me is a 90 gallon. That's the German Yellow Blaze.
Awesome. All right. So, like I said, this is not the end of the questions. Ron's always available. Let's do this up into the chat, the group chat if you want. We're going to give some stuff away is what we're going to do. But before we do that, let's take a look at the fish that we picked and that you picked out that you wanted to offer as a fish of the week. What Ron does is he chooses a fish that usually goes with what's going on in the show and all that. Since we're just questions and answers, we're going to go ahead and show this awesome fish right here.
Fish of the week. Nimbochromis livingstoni. Beautiful fish. These are one of those halves that's gonna get big. They're gonna see a good 9-10 inches, and as they get older, the males will transform and get blue and green on their face. These guys are cool when they're small. They're called sleepers. They'll literally, in nature and even in your home aquarium, occasionally lay on their side and play dead. And smaller fish come up to them thinking that there's they can prey upon this carcass, and this carcass comes to life and eats them. The hunting habit that they have in nature, and I've personally watched them laying on the sand in my aquariums, and you would swear to, oh no, I got something wrong with my fish, it's dying, but it's really neat. The more that these have been removed from the wild, the less you see that characteristic, but it still does exist. Beautiful fish.
So the way
code this.
Go ahead. I was going to say, so the way this works is that there's a code there, S15 livingstoni, and if you put that in there all the way through midnight on Friday, it's going to give you 25% off. So say this fish is about $30. It brings it down to like $22, $23. It's a great price if you're looking to get a livingstoni. Now's the time to do that. Got some
beautiful ones in stock.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and look. I'm going to just play these here. These are some of the new prizes that have been put on the wheel for this last few weeks. We're going to go ahead and give some stuff away. Okay, everybody. It is that time for you to win a fish. We didn't hit 100, so we're not going to bypass the wheel, but there are 2 spots on the wheel to win a fish. And then there's all these other prizes. And there's also $50 worth of rock from ADA Tank Supply. I just want to thank ADA Tank Supply. That's James and Jeffrey out in Springfield, Arkansas. Is it Missouri? Springfield, Missouri. That's right. And they're a bunch of great guys, and they've got some new stuff. They've got some Holy Rock now. So if you're looking for any of that. But anyway, they're going to be on the wheel, $50 worth. And then there's also another smaller prize from them as well. So today, the hashtag for you to win. Is everybody ready? Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready? Is going to be hashtag Ron Demers. So that's it. You'll see it here on the bottom. How to spell it if you don't know how to spell it. It has to be spelled correctly. See it right there? Type Ron Demers. So this song is going to play out. You have the opportunity to enter right now to win fish and to win other cool stuff. Yeah. All right, come on, everyone. Hashtag Ron Demers. So, hey, Randy and Gabriel, go ahead and put that in again. It's lowercase. I'll hold up just a little bit for you guys to do that. So it's lowercase Ron Demers. I don't know where this song came from. Like, it's like a pinball machine. Oh, that's right. I did that. Oh, that would have been me. Here, let me grab my vape real quick. I was waiting to see those guys do that. Go ahead and put it in. Let's see. Hashtag Ron Demers. Hey, if you haven't given a like to Fish Talk Live page, can you do that? Can you do that for us? Also give Ron Cichlids a like as well. Ron deserves a like tonight. Great information, Ron. It's like instant mentor.
Happy to help.
Yeah. Still got them coming in, and the song's still playing. It's like a 3-minute song. All right, so I'm gonna let that go. So we need to go to here. All right. So let me go back.
Quite a few multiple entries.
That's all right. It will only allow one. Okay, so here we go. So let me refresh this. Let me go pull out. Oh, did I say pull out? That's what we used to do in college for birth control, but I guess we called them pull-outies. But anyway.
That's Pilates. That's stretching.
No, you didn't hear what I said. All right, so
Good.
refresh post. Now let me refresh the post. 467. Let's see, that number's got to go up. 634. We're going to pick a winner. We still got Dan Collins there. That's awesome. We're going to go here. Pick a winner. Oh, don't tell me it's going to do it to me. Let's see. Hold on. Let me go back. Select all. Apply change. Pick a winner. Hashtag chicken fish. That's what it says. All right, hold on here. I thought we were going to make it through a whole show without any problems. You know, we've dropped a total of 12 frames in an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's impressive.
12 frames where we were dropping 80 frames the first 5 seconds. So, all right.
Go yawn.
So the other way we can do this, since it's there, drum roll. Yes, drum roll, please.
Please.
All right, so here we go. This winner is going to be Junito.
What it is.
All right, so he doesn't use his real name, so he's disqualified. Just kidding. Let's see here. Let's spin the wheel for Mr. Junito. What's your real name, Junito? We want to know. I'm serious.
It's an abbreviation.
We need to know. Okay, here we go. Good luck, sir. Let's bring this in front and center. There it is. So 4 times those double breeder sponges for those 20-gallon tanks.
Nice. Congrats, Juanito.
Yep. Congratulations, Junito. Let's bring us back here. Here we are. Did we do everything? We're kind of at our time limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we going to do next week, Ron?
I think next week we're going to go ahead and try to finish up with the species Lake Victoria episode.
Yeah, you want to jump into that? Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, go ahead and put in the chat right now if you guys have any ideas for next week's show. All right. So I think I went through all this stuff here. All of that stuff. I did want to talk a little bit about Wind Rider Creations. So Wind Rider Creations is changing their name to Acrylic Habitat, and they saw the show. They really liked the show in the format and said, hey, we want to sponsor you. We want to give you guys a wet dry filter. And we talked about it. We said we were going to do it in January. We apologize. It's not that it's not available. We are going to get to that, but we're kind of letting Wind Rider and Acrylic Habitats, that change, kind of catch up a little bit to what we've got going on here, so that we can, get all that out. So basically, we're still going to be giving away this wet dry filter. It's really cool. It's 42 inches, I believe, 40 inches acrylic filter. So that will be coming up here in the next week or so. I would say March 1st. That's 2 weeks from now. Is that right?
Yes.
So we're going to do that. And obviously we're going to put the information out there, and really promote that. So anyway, I totally appreciate you. This is a fun show. We'll be back next week. If you have any questions, contact the Fish Talk Live page or Ron Cichlids page.
Or reach out to me.
Yeah, reach out.
Yeah, if anybody's got any more questions, like Dave said, just give it, send them to us on the chat or message me. And you guys know me by now. I'll do my best to make time to answer any question.
Yeah. So you want me to cut it?
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. If you got any other questions, let me know. I'm glad I got to answer as many questions as we saw there. If I missed any, I apologize. Just reach out to me and we'll take care of that.
Hey, you know what we can do is I just feel this. Sometimes I feel a tap on my shoulder. Let's take 3 minutes here and we hyped up this big thing about the sidekick for Ron, right? And see, if anybody knows her, I mean, we would really like to know what happened to her. So apparently 3 weeks ago, just out of the blue, there was no difficulty. There was no issues or problems. She wasn't, anything like that. It was like, yeah, we'll see you tonight, and then we've not heard from her.
She's vanished.
And put her on on her front page of Facebook. I asked, and literally vanished. And both Ron and I are like,
phone calls, messages, voicemails, no social media footprint,
nothing.
Only next step would be to call the local police department and if they'll take my call. But I've even tried to reach out to personal hers and I don't know.
So she's on vacation. We certainly would like to have her back if that would be the case. But anyway, so I just hate I hate saying something and then not having it happen, and then people are like, "Well, you didn't even address that." So obviously, she's dealing with something in her life. If and we don't want to think the worst. So anyway, that's what that's all about. And and we may be auditioning the next cichlid chick. Who knows?
We're needing some help. We've all got lives, and it takes up a lot of time to bring this show to you guys. So my moderators and Dave do an amazing job. But like I said, we had a sidekick to do a certain portion of this, and something's happened to her.
So anyway, if you know her, whatever. Jake says, typical Jakes. No, not necessarily. All right, y'all. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you next week, every Tuesday, live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Say your goodbyes, Ron.
Good night, guys.
All right.
See you next week.
Bye.